What? What? I don't know, Carl. What's up with this?
I don't know what this is, other than it's R&R in the morning. He's Rudy Jay. I'm Rob Thompson. Don't blame it on the Pasanova. And that is Carolina Teague. Welcome aboard, Carolina. It's time for Shootaround Spurs. Get Toronto tonight. Before we get started, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How was your Christmas and your New Year's? What happened?
Christmas was fun. We opened a lot of gifts. I ate way too much food. New Year's, it was fun too. I was actually living my best life on New Year's, and I just had a great time. I hope you guys had a happy holiday.
Can't complain. I kept it low key.
I was pretty low key. I didn't see a whole lot of people for about a week.
Yeah.
All right,
everybody I wanted to see was positive.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I have a question to ask for you guys. I want to know, have you guys voted for Dejounte Murray to be All-Star? Because I know you guys saw me tag you all on Twitter saying that this is 2022. If you guys haven't voted Dejounte Murray as NBA All-Star, then we can't be friends. So are we friends or are we not friends?
You know what? I've seen this pushed. Y'all, Spurs Twitter has been pushing this hard. And, again, I've been in my rocking chair all morning. So I'm going to stay here. Y'all really think Dejounte Murray deserves to be an All-Star? Like, if you really run down all the guards in the West, backcourt, again, I get it. I'm a fan. I'm down. Whatever. I will send my vote. But in your heart of hearts, do you really feel like he deserves to be an All-Star?
First of all,
or is this just fun to do? Because you leading the charge.
Okay, but you say y'all, like, I'm a part of Spurs Twitter. I'm not a part of Spurs Twitter. I'm Carolina Teague, and I'm part of the San Antonio Sports Star, and I'm spearheading this campaign for us. It's not for Spurs Twitter, it's for us. And with that being said, yes, I do think that Dejounte Murray I think he should be. He's one of 4 players to average better than 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists on a nightly basis. The other 3 players, Luka Doncic, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook, which that was bad. She didn't brought that up. But they all have all-star candidacies in their own right. Plus, he's also leading San Antonio Spurs. No, he's absent right now, but he is leading them. So I believe he's in a good running. And I think that people like you, Rudy Jay, who don't want to vote for him, you guys don't want to vote for him. San Antonio's a small market. Just chalk it up. Just go to Twitter and vote for him just one time.
Before we get to Toronto Spurs, let me put you on the spot then. If the last 2 spots came down to DeMar DeRozan and Dejounte Murray, who are you giving it to?
DeMar DeRozan all day long. That's the truth. That's the truth.
I appreciate your honesty.
But the difference between DeMar DeRozan and Dejounte Murray is that DeMar DeRozan is now in a huge market. He's in Chicago. All it takes is for half of the Chicago Bulls fans to vote for DeMar DeRozan to become All-Star, and he could easily become All-Star. But if we as a collective come together like Voltron, we can easily vote him in. And
I will vote for him. I will vote for him.
Thank you.
I will vote for him just for you. Go ahead, Rob.
But what's the benefit to us for him being an All-Star other than what?
Well, he'll be one of the first 22nd people in the San Antonio Spurs to become an All-Star. And another benefit is that San Antonio gets the shine that we so desperately need. When is the last time? Well, we shine all the time because the Beckham just came out. Yeah, I'm just saying, just prop us up just a little bit more. Let's, let people know, put people on watch that there's a player in San Antonio who's here to stay.
I will say this. He is our only All-Star candidate. I think he is the best player on our team. And if you believe the Spurs need to have an All-Star there, he is the guy that I would vote for. And I have voted for him.
I voted as well. But I would like to point out.
I agree with Rudy, though. If you rank the guards in the West, I'm not sure he makes it. Just because there's bigger names that are doing better things on winning teams ahead of him. But as far as we're concerned, he's our best player. He's the best guy we got. He and Keldon, they're our best guys. And vote him in. I'm not sure he's going to get there, though, sadly.
Well, here's the real truth about the voting process. It only selects the starters, and fan votes are only 50% of that vote, and the media and players get the other 25. Then this will come down to, as Rudy's about to say, the coaches make the reserve selection, which Dejounte really needs the votes for. So start petitioning the coaches.
Yeah,
we're technically the media. Are we considered the media? Because then we could be that little extra 25%. Look, I'm just trying to find ways.
I got you, Carolina.
To get
I got you,
CT. To win.
I got you, CT. What are the Spurs going to do tonight? They've lost 3 in a row. It's not gotten ugly, but they've lost 3 in a row. Your all-star Dejounte down with COVID. He's back tonight, though. What are they going to do tonight against Toronto? What do they need to do tonight to stop the bleeding?
Okay, so they did announce Dejounte Murray in tonight because I saw that he posted up. Oh, okay.
No, he's
not
playing.
On Instagram.
No, he's not playing. He's not playing.
He's not playing. Okay, great. Because I saw on Instagram he posted something. He said, "I'm not coming back until the Celtics game." So that's tomorrow. Cool. But tonight, they have a lot in front of them. This is the first time. Actually, the Raptors are finally healthy for the first time all season. Their last game against the Knicks, they finally had all 5 healthy players as starters, and they played phenomenal against the Knicks. So I think the Spurs have a lot in front of them right now, even though they're 1-3 without my potential All-Star vote, Dejounte Murray. But let me just be fair. I'm just like riding Dejounte Murray's train all the way down. Lonnie Walker's out too, and he's an important part of the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Doug McDermott is out as well for COVID protocols. He's out for the Spurs as well. Keita Bates-Diop is questionable. And with these players out potentially, the Spurs have to come with a lot to be able to defeat the Raptors, who are healthy right now for the first time. Right now, the Raptors, they've been up and down as far as performance is concerned because of the injuries. But this is something that Nick Nurse has been wanting, is a healthy team for the first time. And you saw the product against the Knicks. They played really well, even though the Knicks were a little bit shorthanded. But they got a lot in front of them.
Carolina, do you have the schedule in front of you?
For the Spurs?
Yes. Once you pull up the schedule, I want you to circle the next win the Spurs get. Tell me where you see the Spurs get their next win. Because I'll put it to you. We are on the precipice here. If things go the way I think it could go, the Spurs could be sitting on a 7-8 game losing streak.
I think that's really, I don't know, negative, Rob. I don't think that's really positive as you say.
Okay, Raptors, a fully healthy Raptors team tonight.
Okay.
I think if they're going to get
the
one
Celtics,
on the road,
Jaylen Brown is getting buckets by the 50 a game.
Yeah.
76ers, we can't match up even close down low. Nets, need we say more? Knicks on January the 10th, is that the next possible?
It's tonight.
Likely?
Tonight,
Rob.
Okay.
Well, the way they play, it's tonight, exactly. But seriously, though, this is a really tough schedule coming in front of them. I think their next possible win could be their home game against the Rockets.
Yes. See, but the Spurs have it in them. We sneak up on somebody on the road every time, and the better the team, the better the game. So you got to start. I don't think it's the Raptors, though. The Raptors, I think you put it on perfectly. Nurse has got his team healthy. They're young. They're bouncing there at home, and there's nobody in the gym. It's going to be hard for the Spurs to get up after they've already played several games on the road and gotten embarrassed by Detroit. The Celtics, shoot, they're playing pretty well, but that's the kind of game that I do think the Spurs, if they're going to get somebody, it would be the Celtics game. But I still think, given the time frame we're talking about, the Raptors tonight, the Celtics tomorrow, they get a break, then they play Friday, get another break, then they play Sunday, then they play Monday. On half a squad, we're asking an awful lot in the middle of this chaos.
5
games
what?
I will say this. Yeah, this is a tough stretch, but with Dejounte Murray, technically he's been well rested, and per his Instagram post, he's really hungry right now. So I do think I agree with you, Rob. If there is somebody ahead of the Rockets that they could possibly beat, it would be the Celtics. The Spurs are long overdue for a win. They've lost 3 in a row. They might potentially lose tonight because the Raptors are just as hungry because their team is finally healthy. I think the Celtics would probably be a team that they could possibly beat before we get to the Rockets game.
I agree, because when you look at the Celtics, they're 5-5 in their last 10. Toronto 6-4 their last 10. Spurs are 5-5 their last 10. So they're all right there together. They all have up and down nights. So to answer Rob's question, it's going to either be tonight or tomorrow. I don't think they can beat Philly. I don't think they beat the Nets at home. And I do think they can beat the Knicks. They can beat the Knicks at home.
Well, they can beat the Knicks.
They can beat the Knicks at home. So I could see them winning 3 of these. I see 3 games on there because this is the NBA. We don't know. First of all, we don't know who the Celtics is going to have come tomorrow night. The COVID is a fluid situation. We don't know who Philly's going to have. The Nets are going to have. So I can see them winning tonight. I can see them winning tomorrow, and I can see them winning the next game.
Rudy, I'm worried about the 76ers. They are not the contender they need to be, and they are beatable. You can let Embiid get his.
They've won 4 in a row.
No, I know. I don't disagree, but they are beatable is what I'm getting at. You can let Embiid have his, but the rest of the guys, they're inconsistent. They don't have that second star like they've had, and I think the Spurs could potentially beat them, although the Sixers are a better team on paper.
Carolina, do you feel like, we just talked about this before you came on, before we get you out of here, do you feel like the Spurs should let Becky out of her contract so she can solely focus on the Las Vegas Aces?
I think that is up to her, to be honest with you. I think what she's trying to do right now, I don't think they should. And let me tell you why. I think for the time
double duties, though, on your first job, that's tough to do. She has free agency coming up on the 15th. This is something she talked about. You want her doing both while she's trying to establish herself?
I don't want her doing both. I think she's probably going to be beyond overwhelmed. It seems like she's beyond overwhelmed already when you just look at what she has to do. She has to look at the free agency coming up. She has to watch all the film for the Las Vegas Aces, in addition to coaching the San Antonio Spurs. She has a lot on her plate. I don't think that I think they should if she chooses to. I don't know if they will or if they won't. I don't see any news showing that she will or she won't.
I know you women like to think y'all can do everything, but sometimes y'all can use a little help. I know y'all think y'all all superwoman, but y'all need some help. Y'all need some help sometimes. Becky needs some help, and a big help would be letting her out of her Spurs contract.
It would be a big help, but if Becky is any way like any woman is, she's also a mother as well. She's going to be like, I can do it all. I can get it done. I think somebody's going to have to force her out.
Right.
Well, the Spurs have been behind this 100%.
I agree with that.
The press conference was publicized front to back by the Spurs PR types, not the Aces. This was the Spurs announcing this.
Okay.
So I don't think the Spurs are an impediment to anything that's going on here. I don't think the Spurs are saying you can't leave. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that it's a go with God kind of situation. And I think Becky feels beholden to this. This is the job she signed up for. This is the contract she signed, and she intends to live up to it. But sometimes you just got to tell the folks, look, I know you're doing your best, but this isn't good for anybody. It's not good for you. It's not good for us. So
it's like load
God
management.
And move on. Yeah, or maybe they're just going to have to adjust the coaching regimen for the assistants that are there. Will Hardy's got to pick up the slack. You have to do a little bit more now, which is, I'm sure he's happy to do that as well. No one's at fault here. But no. But this just can't work. At some point, there's just too much going on.
Agreed.
Yeah, for her, I think maybe they should relieve some of her duties a little bit if they do want to keep her.
I would assume.
Hey, I want to stay on. Yeah, relieve some of her duties where she's not doing as much for the San Antonio Spurs so she can focus on her role at the Las Vegas Aces. But I agree with you guys 100%. The San Antonio Spurs have handled this in the best possible way. They did the press conference yesterday. This was put out by the Spurs organization. She's had nothing but nice things to say about the Spurs organization. And if I was a woman, which I am a woman, if I was a woman who was coaching, I would want to coach. I would want to coach under the San Antonio Spurs because Greg Popovich is arguably the greatest coach of all time, and he's had nothing but nice things to say about her. The players love her. So I'm really sad that Becky Hammon is leaving. But if I had to pick a WNBA team, it would definitely be the Las Vegas Aces. They're an incredible organization, and also they're playing really well the past 4 years, and they've have done an incredible job.
Well, you know what, Carolina? Did a great job. I guess we'll be talking to you tomorrow. We got to see if they got a win. They got Boston tomorrow on the back-to-back, so I guess we'll be talking to you tomorrow, and we'll see if I'm right in them getting the W tonight. You can follow Carolina at Carolina Teague on, is that Twitter and Instagram?
Twitter and Instagram, and I'm going to be keeping my eye on all 3 of you, making sure you guys vote for Dejounte Murray, even though you guys don't want to. I'll make sure that you guys are voting for him. And
go
also,
vote.
I'll be and then I'll be also checking to see if the Spurs win tonight because I know you guys are negative. You guys want them to lose every single game down the
What?
stretch.
Hey, that's Robin
Yeah.
Jimenez. That's Robin Jimenez and maybe Rudy sometimes.
Stop it.
I'll be messing with you guys.
Win the games you're supposed to win, which aren't very
Yep.
many.
Exactly.
That's all we'll do. It's called a soft take. Carolina Teague, she joins us for all of our Spurs insight. Check her day before, day after every Spurs game. Thanks for stopping by, Carolina.